In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to do what is known as rationalize the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator. Now, I will tell you that this, for many students, is a very difficult section because students always forget to do this. You are never allowed to have a radical in your denominator. So if you're writing your final answer and you notice that there is a radical symbol in the denominator, you know off the top, off the bat, off rip, you did it wrong. All right, so let's practice some of these problems. For example, if I was to give you 2 divided by the square root of 3, you're never allowed to have a radical in the denominator. So to rationalize the denominator, what it means is to multiply the top and the bottom by whatever's on the bottom. You're going to multiply the top and the bottom by whatever's on the bottom. So in this case, we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3. All right, so 2 times the square root of 3 is simply 2 square root of 3. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 9. Hopefully you remember that the square root of 9 is 3, so it can be broken down a little bit further. But notice now in my final answer, there is no radical in the denominator, so that was our entire purpose. Now there are some students that try to take this a little further, and they try to cancel out those 3's. You can't do that. Think of it as like terms. They're not like terms. The top one has a radical, the bottom one does not. However, if the number in front of the radical, you were able to simplify it, then that would be okay. Let's try this again. If I was to give you 4 divided by the square root of 7. 4 divided by the square root of 7. Remember, you're never allowed to have a radical in your denominator, so I'm going to rationalize it by multiplying the top and the bottom by what's on the bottom, which is the square root of 7. So 4 times the square root of 7 is simply 4 square root of 7. 4 square root of 7 divided by the square root of 7 times the square root of 7, which is the square root of 49. A little bit further, 4 radical 7 divided by the square root of 49 is 7. Okay? Hopefully, it was a simple lesson, but you just have to remember you are never allowed to have a radical in your denominator. So anytime you do, you have to rationalize the denominator.